Hey guys, this is Vaibhav Sharma from the Handheld blog, and in this video we'll be looking at some of the must-know tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy S3. Now the first thing that you'll notice is that this is a brand new version of TouchWiz. So what that means is that a bunch of things have changed. The first and most important is the fact that now you can choose which home screen will be the one which the device comes to once you hit this home button. For example, I want the home screen in the center to be the default home screen, then I can just press this button right there. So whenever next time I hit this button, it'll always be this screen in the middle that becomes the home screen. The next thing that I want to show you is how to replace one of these applications. All you need to do is pick up one of these buttons and simply drag and drop. What it does is that it exchanges positions, and if you want to change one of these applications, the option is not that apparent. You'll have to go into settings, which is nicely hidden there. So you get and then you go into security, lock screen options. There's a toggle which lets you define whether or not you want shortcuts on the home screen in the first place, and they're useful, so let's keep them there. And from here you can change some of the shortcuts. In addition to having shortcuts on the home screen, you can even choose to put a clock, a dual clock, weather, and some of the other effects on the home screen. You also have this really cool option of quick camera access. With the quick camera access enabled, you can lock the home screen, and with the home screen locked, all you do is just tap the home screen once and rotate the phone, and it will automatically launch the camera every time. This is a quick way of taking a quick photo. While in security, you can also select a bunch of different ways to unlock the screen, from the usual swipe unlock to a face unlock and some of the other options. Another thing that Samsung's added to the Galaxy S3 is a notification light right there. If the phone is locked, it notifies you whether you have a missed call or some of the other things. But it is kind of restricted. So if you go to settings and we go into the LED indicator, you will see that there are options for charging, for low battery, and for missed calls. But what if you want to define them: a blue light for missed calls, a red light for missed text messages or email? Fortunately, there's an application called LightFlow. It lets you define different LED indicators for different actions. To use LightFlow, you'll have to go to accessibility and set this option up. Once that's done, in the LightFlow option, you will have an option of configuring each kind of notification. The next thing that I want to show you is this button called More Services. Now the Galaxy S3 comes with a bunch of applications which are pre-installed, but there are a couple which aren't and which you definitely should. The first of them is Flipboard. Flipboard was supposedly an exclusive for the Galaxy S3 when it first launched. However, the beta has come out for the other Android devices as well. But if you're an S3 user, you don't need to sign up for the beta. You can go to this application and get Flipboard. Then the other app that I recommend you download is this photo editor client. To give you a bit of a demo, it lets you add filters, crop images, and do a bunch of things. It's fairly fast as well, and it does a fairly good job of being a good photo editor that you can get for free. You can add a border, you can even do a bit of decoration and a bunch of different things. So you can add stickers. It's very, very fully featured, and it is something which is not pre-installed on the Galaxy S3 and is an application you'll probably want. Next is a bunch of motion controls that Samsung has put into this device. If I go into the option called Motion, you'll see most of these device services are not activated out of the box. So I use some of them I don't, but I'll take you through them. The first, once you enable Motion, you get toggles for different settings. The first thing that I want to show you is direct call. Now what happens with direct call is that if you're looking at a contact or a message from a particular person and you pick up the phone and put it to your ear, it automatically places the call. Again, a pretty smart feature. Next is Smart Alert. What this application does is that if it's enabled and your phone's been lying on the table for a while and you pick it up, it will vibrate in case there are any notifications for you to check out. Next is Tap Top. Whenever you're in list, a double tap like that will take you to the first screen. Not very useful, so let's just turn that off. Next is Tilt to Zoom. Once you have this enabled, if you're in the gallery, you can kind of put two fingers, tilt the phone this way, and it'll zoom in and out. Next is Pan to Move icon. For example, you're on the home screen and you want to move an icon around. So instead of having to drag your finger across. All you can do is tilt the home screen a little and it'll move your icon just fine. So the next feature that I want to show you is palm swipe to capture. So if you drag your palm across the screen like that, it takes a screenshot. It's useful, however, at times the chances that your palm might touch something on the screen which will spoil the screenshot you want to take. So another way of taking screenshots is pressing the home button and the power button for a couple of seconds together, and it takes the screenshots and saves it. There's also a setting for tethering and portable hotspot. So you can turn this device into a hotspot, however that setting is slightly hidden. So if you want to access it, you'll need to go into more settings. Then it also has settings for Wi-Fi Direct so that you can set up a peer-to-peer connection between two Galaxy S smartphones which have this capability. The S2 has this as well. That way you can send files by creating an ad hoc Wi-Fi network between the both of them at lightning fast speeds, much better than Bluetooth. The next thing that I want to show you is the Task Manager. A long press of this button brings up this list. You can swipe away applications to close them. This is pretty much the ice cream sandwich way of doing things, but Samsung's decided to retain this Task Manager of their own. If you tap that button, it gives you a list of the active applications, a list of your downloaded apps so that you can quickly uninstall them, and then if you're ever running low on RAM, you can hit this button to clear some. The next thing that I want to show you is this keyboard. If you look at it, it's just like any other Samsung keyboard, but if you enable this option of continuous input, it starts to behave like a swipe keyboard. So then you can use it pretty much just like any other swipe keyboard. However, it's not as fully featured as swipe, but since swipe is officially not available for the Galaxy S3, this is something you'll have to do with. If you go into call settings, you'll notice that there is a button which lets you get extra volume for calls. So if you're in a noisy place, that's definitely useful. And also to increase the volume when the phone detects that it's inside a bag or a pocket. It probably uses the accelerometer or the gyroscope to do it, but these are good options to have. Next, you also have an option of setting the equalizer for calls. I think if you go into additional settings, you will see this button which says in call settings, and then you can pretty much select an equalizer for yourself, or you can use this wizard to find what is the best setting. The next thing that I want to show you is the buddy tag feature in the gallery. Now out of the box, the phone comes enabled with face tag. So what this does is that it tries to analyze which face is whose, and it even prompts you. So if I just tap this button, it'll give me a list of names if I've already tagged people, or I can manually add people. So let's just say this was me. So once you've tagged people, the advantage is that you can upload these pictures to Facebook and everything, but there's also this option called Buddy Photo Share. So the advantage of using this application is that you can touch this email button and it'll send this image off to the people who are in the photo. If you want to send it to all of them, all you need to do is touch that button. However, you'll have to create an email account with the inbuilt application. If you only use a Gmail client, that will not be enough. So that's a bit of a bummer, but it's good to see a nice way of sharing photos across. However, if you have this face tag option available, sometimes it can get a little irritating with these prompts all the time. So the good thing is you can also turn this off so you can seamlessly view your images. And the last trick that I want to show you is how to enable this percentage, this battery percentage. All you need to do is go into display once you're in settings, and then from there you can enable the battery percentage. So these were some of the must-know tips and tricks for the Galaxy S3. In case you think I've missed out on some, or you know a couple of extras, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.